Hello? Yeah, I'm interested in the swarm. Sure. We'll be right over.
Earlier today, we got a call from one of the state bee inspectors. A local beekeeper has a swarm. They don't want to increase the number of colonies they have, so we are going to go get it. When they swarm, thousands, even tens of thousands of bees will pour out of the hive all at once. Within a few minutes, they will find a temporary resting spot on a nearby surface, like a branch or a fence post, or even a piece of patio furniture. Scout bees will then go out and look for a more suitable and protected home. Once they find one, they will communicate the location to the other bees, and the entire swarm will take off together. So it's important we get there quickly before this happens. The bees are all clustered together for protection and warmth. The swarm is about the size of a basketball. The queen is in the center. The remaining bees in the parent hive are agitated, so we're giving them space. The swarm, on the other hand, is pretty calm. Before swarming, bees gorge themselves on honey for the trip. It leaves them pretty docile. First, Kevin places a deep hive body with 10 drawn-out frames in it. Drawn-out frames mean the frames already contain comb where the queen can begin to lay eggs. He puts the hive body on a hive stand to keep the box off the ground. He has a bucket handy and a bee brush and gets the ladder into place.
Hello, ladies.
Once at the swarm, Kevin puts the bucket underneath and gently pushes the swarm into the bucket with his hand. The bucket immediately feels heavy, and he guesses it was about 5 pounds of bees. That's around 17,000 bees. The main reason why bees swarm is overpopulation, but they may also swarm for other uncomfortable conditions in the hive, like poor ventilation, excessive heat or cold temperatures, or even disease. Swarming is a natural way for the bees to manage the colony's growth and survival. Beekeepers can work to discourage this instinct by trying to anticipate the bees' needs before they even need it. When bees swarm, it means less bees left in the hive to make honey for the beekeeper, and it can also be problematic for the bees that remain. The remaining bees may not be able to recover or produce enough honey to last them through the cold months. He carries them down and dumps them into the hive body. He will leave something to close off the hive. It's a ventilated piece of metal that the beekeeper can screw into the entryway to prevent the bees from coming back out. She'll do this right after the sun goes down and all the bees are inside the hive. We'll then come back in the morning to move them. If we move them now, many would just fly away in all the confusion. He then places on the inner cover and then the outer cover. Next, he straps the cover on for easy transportation tomorrow. We're back to get the bees and transport them to their new home. Kevin checks that the entryway is secure. Some bees didn't make it in. Kevin decides to climb up the ladder again and put them in a ventilated jar to take with us.
We're in there.
He puts all the bees in the truck. Kevin places the hive body on a landing board and removes the outer lid. The inner lid remains to provide some protection from all this rain. He then places another box on the top. Inside the box, he places several jars of sugar syrup for the bees to eat. He opens up the entryway to the lower box so the bees can now come and go. Now he takes the jar of bees, the ones that remained after the swarm, and puts them in the hive. He places the outer cover back on and secures it with a brick. The bees will immediately get to work making a cozy home for themselves.
Action.
It was just another day. We were mowing the lawn. Suddenly, Kevin got a call.